My bro shooter, that nigga ain't messy. He clean it up when he doing the dirt. Hit from the back and she wet on my shirt. Hit from the back and she make it tsunamis. Bust down Cartier, staying on time. Man, young and bowling like I'm playing with Bronny.
Hey, yo, show me the Carfax. Show me the Carfax. Show me the Carfax. Show me the Carfax. Show it to me. Show it to me. Show me the Carfax. Show me the Carfax. People saying one thing, people saying the next thing. They debated me in the comment section saying, oh, Kaguya is four-dimensional. When her ass is planet level. Her ass is planet level. That's what the fuck the bitch is. Bitch is planet level. Right? Her only fourth dimension, she's not even fourth dimension. She only had one four-dimensional feat. Just one. One. Some of y'all say that Naruto scaled higher than her. I'm like, alright, but that nigga don't have a W over her. He didn't beat her. He didn't kill her. It took him, Sasuke, Sakura to seal her. She sealed somewhere. She sealed somewhere in a different space and can't get out of it. She's sealed. So my only thing is, you see the goal right there. You see Goku. Easy slap. Easy, such an easy slap. Easy slap. No difficulty at all. But for some weird reason, Naruto has universal AP. Show me the Carfax of where he has that at. Show it to me. I want you to show me a credible source, an official guide that says that he has that power. If you could show it to me, I mean, even if he does, he could damage somebody who is universal. I'm like, all right, but does it mean that the person who is universal can't solo him, who can't destroy him easily? Like, that's not a thing. Especially now, he's not fucking universal. Clearly, he's not. Nigga's booty. So, incoming Naruto tards, y'all know who y'all are. It's gonna be funny to hear what you gotta say. Kaguya versus Momoshiki. We about to see. We about to go on the Carfax. About to bring out guides, show us official guides and whatnot. So let's dive on into this bullshit. Let's go. Why's the volume so low?
Hello everyone, it's your host Seth the Programmer. With me today I have my good friend Darsh, and we're going to be talking about Momoshiki versus Kaguya. So recently after Boruto, in the manga especially, Momoshiki's had his debut, and everyone's talking about how Kaguya whoops the shit out of Momoshiki or something, or people.
And some people feel like Momoshiki whoops the shit out of Kaguya, and some people said, oh, Kaguya was scared of Momoshiki, and I'm like, bro. This bitch was not scared of nobody. Literally. If she had to throw hands with this nigga, she would throw hands with him.
Can't accept that Momoshiki is stronger, so today we're going to be debunking that. And without further ado, here's my friend Darsh.
Yo, what's up, everybody? And yeah, like Seth said, I'm going to be covering and explaining why Momoshiki just mops the floor with Kaguya. So I'm going to be dividing this up into 3 points. First point, probably just going to start with the statement that pretty much started the entire debate, where Sasuke, after coming back from his mission, which is pretty much what he's been doing for the past decade or so, he comes back and he says that he's found evidence that there's a threat out there that's even greater than Kaguya.
Right.
And
I mean, it's like saying, oh, okay, who's a bigger threat to the universe? Is it Kid Buu or is it Buhan? Despite I feel like Buhan is stronger than Kid Buu. I feel like he is. All those power-ups. With Kid Buu, he's more dangerous, right? Because Buhan is not trying to destroy the universe. He's just doing whatever he feels like. Kid Buu is literally trying to destroy everything. So it's like he's more dangerous, right? So with Kaguya, her goal wasn't trying to kill everybody. It was more so, actually, no. Actually, no. She was making an army. And I feel like if she had her kids with her, then that's all she needed. All she needed was Hagoromo and the other one. I forgot his name.
there's two main misconceptions about this. First one is that people claim it's a hyperbole or a lie. Well, first of all, that wouldn't make much sense because the Kages are busy. They don't have time to go out doing the shit that Sasuke does. The information that he brings them, they have to take the information and they plan and prepare based.
I mean, I guess they have to take it at face value, but I don't know. Like when they got there, they didn't really fuck shit up. All Momoshiki did was crash the Chunin, the Chunin exams, right? And then capture Naruto after Naruto did that self-sacrifice and whatever, and he got captured, and Momoshiki was taking like a lot of his chakra.
Based on what he tells them, like if he tells them the fucking army of shinobi is coming to attack, that's what they have to base the information on. And, so it would make zero sense for Sasuke to tell them a hyperbole as fact or a lie.
Yeah, and didn't Sasuke, he was like, even though they only knew the lore, they're like, okay, this guy's stronger than Kaguya. They never fought him yet. There's like, this guy's stronger than Kaguya. Sasuke's like, yeah, we'll whoop his ass, no problem. You remember that?
Exactly.
So him being weaker than Kaguya or doesn't make a lot of sense, especially in Sasuke's case, because Sasuke's like, yo, I'll whoop Kaguya's bitch ass, before you need to fight again, so.
Exactly, and Sasuke is someone who's actually fought Kaguya before and knows her strength.
I mean, did he really fight Kaguya? I remember seeing the fight, like, very vivid. And I remember seeing Naruto handle most of it. Like, he was, like, Naruto was doing most of the carrying, right? Even though he wasn't really damaging her, right? Like, he did most of the carrying. And they sealed her. Like, so if they think that it was beating Momoshiki, they still didn't beat that nigga. Still, it took Boruto's Rasengan and then Naruto's chakra with his Rasengan to, like, destroy Momoshiki's, like, physical body. But that led to Momoshiki, placing a karma to Boruto. So he's trying to come back. And it's so fucking confusing, bro.
Anyway.
But I just want them to get to the point where they say Kaguya makes a fucking universe. I want to hear what that's about. I want to hear what that's about.
Exactly.
And then the second main misconception is that just because Momoshiki wasn't outright stated to be more powerful than Kaguya, that doesn't mean he actually is, because he was stated to be a greater threat.
I want you to realize what he just said. Let's go back. Let's go back to what he just said. Let's pay attention. Let's go back.
Misconception is that just because Momoshiki wasn't outright stated to be more powerful than Kaguya, that doesn't mean he actually is, because he was stated to be a greater threat. Oh, that doesn't mean he's more powerful than Kaguya.
I mean, technically it does it because Kid Buu is a greater threat than Buhan, but Buhan is still stronger than Kid Buu. So it's like, one is just pure evil. One has, intelligence. So one thinks more. But doesn't mean that he's weaker than, Kid Buu.
Well, let me explain it this way, all right? Kaguya has the Eternal Truth Seeker Orb, which...
Thank you. Now we about to get to this point right here. Like, we're going to read. Hold up. We about to read all of this, because that's what people always bring up. People always bring up this feat right here. The only feat that they can bring up. Y'all bring up. Only like 3 people. Y'all know who y'all are. So, okay. It says that she used the Divine Tree to absorb chakra from all of the shinobi and create a maximized Truth Seeker Orb. Right? Isn't that when she did that, like, hundreds of years ago? Right? She did that hundreds of years ago because she actually had the Divine Tree. Right? She actually had a Divine Tree and was absorbing all the chakra from the people. Right? That's what she was doing. The equivalent, same, identical, similar black orbs that appear behind Naruto's back when using 6-path Sage mode. Can't be compared to its dimensions. Comprised of all 5 elements, and yin and yang. It had the power to obliterate the world and return it into nothing. It had the power. This truth-seeking orb makes her planetary. Has the power to destroy the world. Now that's been stated, which is why I believe she is planetary, or a little bit like slightly vaguely planetary, because it took her how long to absorb chakra? How long it took her to absorb chakra to create this big ass truth seeking orb? It took her a minute. All right, which makes my point. Like she's vaguely planetary. If you wanna wink her. Massive brim created to reshape the world. Compromise of all chakra natures, a vast expanding mass is filled to the brim, created to reshape the world. So, where did it said, like, I want to know where it said, like, it had, like, stars and planets and shit. Like, what?
Capable of wiping out her entire dimensions, which at least has a planet. So, at very least, it's a planet-busting attack.
At least had a planet in it. At least had a planet in it. Now, when I read your comments, y'all made it seem like it had a whole universe inside that truth-seeking orb. This is a planetary attack. So, if I remember correctly, before it, touched down and destroyed anything, didn't Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura seal her up before that even hit? Because I know it didn't hit. Right? So, as they just stated, it had at least a planet inside of it, or was planetary. Now, the comments that keep waking her and saying that, oh, she had a whole universe inside her truth seeking orb. What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly. She also has the infinite Tsukuyomi, capable of putting pretty much everyone on the planet under an illusion that they can't break free on their own.
Now, the only way you could block that is if you have a Susanoo.
So, with these two, she's easily a threat to everyone on the entire planet, right?
Facts.
Yeah.
And
how long would it take her to actually do that, though?
Momoshiki doesn't have either of those abilities, and yet he's stated to be an even greater threat to all of existence than she is.
But he does have, like, a Jogan, right? He has no, I'm capping. He has, like, a Golden Renegon. Is that supposed to be stronger than her Tomo, Renee, Sharingan? Like, is it supposed to be stronger? Help me understand.
So how can he possibly be a greater threat than her without having such powerful, devastating, abilities like that?
Those hacks. He is stronger than her without those hacks.
Straight up more powerful than she is.
Yeah, so he stated to be a greater threat, yet Kaguya is capable of obliterating the entire fucking planet and controlling everybody at once. So he would logically, since he doesn't have those hacks, have to be stronger than her to, conform with that threat. Yeah, okay.
To be a greater threat, he has to be just completely stronger, superior in his stat.
So how's Kaguya's solar system level? Where do people get this shit from, bro?
And now,
we read the shit. I showed it to y'all free. I paused it so y'all could read it too. Where did y'all get that she's solar system level? That True Seeking Orb is planet. It's a planet level attack. So
those two. The second point. Now this is a pretty much irrefutable facts right here.
Mind you, I'm gonna keep saying this. They still didn't beat her. But Sasuke says that he could kick Momoshiki's ass, and I'm like, well, not by yourself. Clearly, y'all couldn't do that by yourself. You couldn't do that by yourself, because if Naruto stepped back, he would have to jump in.
During the Boruto movie, when King Shiki and Momoshiki invaded the tournament or whatever, Naruto's wondering who they are, and Sasuke explains that on the scroll that he got from Kaguya's dimension after they translated it, it pretty much said that these guys would come to revive the chakra fruit in our world, and that Kaguya was amassing an entire army of white Zetsu just
Mortal Kombat in theaters and on HBO Max, April 23rd.
just to fight.
Hey, so who did she get the white Zetsus to fight? Because that doesn't make sense. Because the white Zetsu wouldn't pose a threat to King Shiki or Momoshiki. They wouldn't. I mean, to be honest, hold up. No, they wouldn't.
World, and that Kaguya was amassing an entire army of white Zetsu just to fight them off.
Was it to fight them? Did it say that she was scared to fight Momoshiki? Did they state that? That's why she had that army?
So they're trying to make the god tree?
They're trying to revive the god tree in order to take the Shinju fruit, and convert it into peels. Momoshiki explained that those peels make them immortal.
Makes them immortal and makes them like have forever youth.
Eternally young and powerful. That's exactly, they have to consistently get those peels, so they have to keep. So it's pretty much implied they go from world to world, gathering chakra fruits, converting them into peels so that they can consume them and stay immortal. Kaguya knew this, and the scroll literally said she was going to build an army to fight them off. She went through trying to build this army for decades at least, probably maybe even centuries. But she took...
So, like I said, it took her a while to gather up that chakra. It took her a minute. It took her centuries to gather up that chakra to have a planet-busting attack. It took her a long-ass time to do it. Whereas, you know, in Dragon Ball Z, it don't take us time. We do it in like maybe a picosecond. I gave it a picosecond. That's how long it takes. Maybe a millisecond. A second if I'm generous. Let me sound like that.
Decades doing this twice. The first time...
Twice!
She was defeated and sealed by her own children.
She lost to her children because they sealed her ass away. Where did that big ass meteor go though? Like, where did it go?
As we know, she came back during the war. She took over Madara's body. She came back and immediately went back to rebuilding the army. That's just how hell-bent she was on making the army. Exactly. It really goes back to making the army. First thing she does, as soon as she's revived. Like, you don't go through that much trouble for that long trying to build an army unless you absolutely have to. It's like, no.
Logically, it makes sense. To be honest, people just go up because that's their favorite show or whatever. Makes no sense. So why would I side with people who don't make sense rather than side with people who make sense?
There's no, and people will try to deny that and say, oh, well, she just needs an army because she'd rather have the army fight than her fight. No,
that doesn't make sense. Like, some Naruto cards are illogical, bro. Like, they don't... It baffles me the way y'all mind works, bro.
It makes no sense at all. Because even Sasuke with the fucking... When he first awakened the Eternal Mangekyo, Sharingan was bodying white Zetsu left and right. An entire planet full of Zetsu would not be able to handle even King Shiki by themselves. Logically, she meant that...
Planet.
Exactly. Like, logically, she meant that she would fight them alongside her army. Because the army on its own, to fight them, makes no sense at all. So to assume, oh, she was just making one to have the army fight in her place, no, that's not even a decent argument at all. She made the army because she was afraid. She knew that they would come and demolish her if it was just her on her own. And she went trying to gather as much chakra as possible for decades to fight them all.
She actually didn't even go through that. Like, she was so bent on making this fucking army that she would rather kill her own kids than not make this army. Like, that's fucking fear. That is fear, man. Like, you cannot tell me Momoshiki is not scaring this bitch shitless right now.
And this was way back in the past. There's no telling how powerful... She could have been basing this off of how powerful they were in the past. There's no telling how much stronger they were by the time they actually showed up. So she could have been fearing them when they were way, way weaker than what they were when they actually did appear. So there's that as well.
Yeah, like, didn't they ate the 8 tails and a shit ton of Naruto's chakra and all that?
Exactly.
So they were at least stronger. There's no, and he was tossing pills around and shit.
Yeah, that's my thing, right? Like, at this form, he was so high that if Naruto was stronger than, you know, Momoshiki, why is he in that predicament? Why did he get captured if he was scaled to be stronger than Momoshiki? According to some of your comments. Why did he get captured? If I was stronger than you, right, I wouldn't get captured, right? I would just knock your ass out, right? That makes more sense. But that's not what happened. So it doesn't even show you what happened after that big ass explosion, right? It don't show you what happened at all.
He was getting a lot stronger, so he was a lot stronger than Kaguya would even remember. So that's even more icing on the cake.
It's crazy. And then So, but yeah, that second point is pretty much irrefutable. You cannot deny Kaguya herself running scared, building a fucking army because she wants to fight these, or she has to in order to fight these people. She's weaker than Momoshiki. That's irrefutable. But
Yep.
as for if you want even more evidence than that, I don't know why, but my third point is involving scaling. Seth touched up on this a lot, or several times in his recent videos, but Kinshiki in the Boruto novel was confirmed to be capable of splitting the world in two.
Yeah.
And basically, to summarize, if you cut the world with enough force to overpower the gravitational binding energy of the world, that would require planet-level force. And
Yep.
if you didn't, that would be a pretty much small planet level. So Kinshiki on its own is already confirmed small planet to planet level. And base Momoshiki
With just
is
raw
above
force.
Kinshiki. Exactly, just raw force. Like fucking taking a giant blade like Doneri and just cutting the shit in half. Like, that's just how fucking powerful.
I mean, with Toneri, it's like he took a big ass blade and cut the moon, which was like way smaller than the Earth. Way smaller than the Earth.
Fully is. So Kinshiki is already a small planet to planetary threat, at least. Momoshiki in base is already superior.
So my thing is this. So if Kinshiki, so that means that Kinshiki isn't, stronger than Kaguya. Because if he's just small planet, well, actually, no, he might be. Like I said, it's always levels to something. If you can casually, I don't think Kaguya could casually destroy a planet, right? It took her. She only has one attack that can actually do it, and it's that big ass truth seeking orb that can destroy a planet. With Kinshiki, as it stated in the video, he's small planet to planet level, which means that he has the actual raw power to cut the world in two. Makes sense. He don't got the crazy ass abilities that Kaguya has, but
To him. Kaguya wasn't really a planetary threat without the eternal truth seeking orb.
That's what I was telling everybody. But I'm looked at as the crazy one, the stupid one, for saying that she's not even a planetary threat without this big ass orb. And some people keep saying, oh, this big ass orb, she created a whole universe. That pocket dimensions and stars and shit. Where did it say that? It don't even say it right here. What the fuck?
So Momoshiki pretty much has her outclassed already, just scaling from scaling from Kinshiki, I'm sorry. So you have the fucking fact that Sasuke, someone who fought Kaguya, said this would be a greater threat than Kaguya. You have Kaguya herself proving that Momoshiki is superior to her when she went out.
But don't she got way more hacks than Sasuke? So I don't know, bro. Like, people say that Sasuke can rip people's souls out. I'm like, if that was really the case, why didn't he do that shit? We seen Pain do it. We see some of the Pains do it, okay? But I'm like, why did he not do that to Kaguya? Or he just couldn't do it to her? Why did he not do that to Madara, who was basically a living corpse, and then became a human again? So why did he not use those abilities on those god tier characters? Why did he not rip out the souls? Because y'all feel like Sasuke could rip out Vegeta's soul. I'm like, so if he couldn't do that to Madara or Kaguya, right? What makes you think he could do that to Vegeta? Like, help me understand.
Out of her way like twice for decades to build a fucking army to fight him. A planet full of white Zetsu, like a planetary army just to fight this dude. And then you have scaling from Kinshiki, who's already confirmed to be at least small planet to planet level.
Okay.
Just scaling from him, Momoshiki is completely dominating Kaguya.
And then you
you can go ahead.
And then you have fucking Momoshiki on top of that eats Kinshiki.
Exactly. Like, this whole time, this has been base Momoshiki. It doesn't even get you started about when he eats Kinshiki. Like, it's a stop.
So one of the more popular refutes to this, or refutes, quotation, is that the 5 Kage gave Momoshiki trouble. What would you say about that?
Well, first off, we just have to go.
When did did we not watch the same thing? Was he not using all types of taijutsu and whooping everybody's ass? Did we not see that happen? Did we not see Momoshiki boxing Naruto? These same five people by himself, by his dolo, boxing each and every last one of them and fucking up Naruto until Sasuke got there and put it a 2v1. So, what, bro? Like, help me understand, bro. The evidence is right there in front of y'all face. I just choose not to believe it.
But we just have to make it clear that we literally have no idea how powerful these Kage were by this time. Because ever since Ito Tensei Madara smacked down 5 Kage at the same time, everyone just labels the Kages as fodder.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't think that they were stronger than the Raikage. Garo is still there. Old ass man. The Raikage, Garo was there. Tsunade was there. Getting slept. Madara was sleeping all of them. That wasn't really a feat. He was just sleeping continent level people.
you have to think, there have been very powerful shinobi in the past. Just think at the third Raikage. So powerful, he was able to stalemate the Eight Tails, one of the more powerful Biju.
Yep.
We have fucking Madara with his perfect Susanoo was comparable to a Biju. We have the fourth
So what is Madara? Is he planetary or just like meteor level?
Raikage. In the last, him and a couple dozen other shinobi combined their chakra and created enough energy to blow apart the moon. You know, that's just how powerful some shinobi can get. And to just assume that these Kage were just fodder because Madara smacked a couple of them way back when, which were different Kage anyways, but to assume they're just fodder.
Except for Garo. Garo was still there. He's the only one that was still there.
Based on literally nothing. That doesn't make any sense at all. Like,
Yeah, they could have trained
like,
or whatever.
Exactly. They've seen threats like Kaguya and Jubi Madara. I highly, highly doubt they haven't been training a shit ton since then.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Even Kakashi, while as Hokage, I think in the novel he was training to learn like new jutsu and shit. I think it was the Shinden or something. It was like a purple fucking Chidori or something that made like Onoki or the Tsuchikage in shock at how powerful Kakashi's new jutsu was that he made after the war. So that just goes to show that the Kage are still learning new shit after the war was over.
Which would make sense considering during the war they saw a lot of shit they never seen before. And I'm pretty sure it scared the hell out of them. So like, all right, after this, I'm not sitting on my ass anymore. I got to get up. I got to go train. I got to get stronger and whatever. The second point to that is that the Kages never really straight up overpowered Kinshiki or Momoshiki. In both the manga and the movie, Kinshiki was actually defeated because Sasuke helped out. Kinshiki was actually pretty much overpowering the Kages. He was.
So as we just heard, and like people try to like spin stories because I don't remember certain things. But when I go back, is as I like said it before, only when these two come together is when they like kind of put up a threat, right? So when Kinshiki and Momoshiki combined, right, he was boxing up Naruto and Sasuke at the exact same time, boxing up both. And mind you, he still didn't take damage from them when they was like collabing together, bro. Right? Like, they had, like, their plan, but, like, it didn't really do much. He was about to destroy them. You don't remember that red Rasengan thing? Red energy ball that Momoshiki was about to toss at them? And then, because of plot, Boruto had to save the day, had to save a much stronger planetary Naruto.
Cutting down one. He was in the process of cutting down one. And then Sasuke intervened. And while Sasuke did some damage to him, he was distracted for a little bit, and that's when they managed to seal him. Momoshiki, on the other hand, he didn't give a shit. Like in both the manga and the movie too, he pretty much called them insignificant, and he was just
So if they're scaled higher, why is he at his base calling Sasuke, who is much stronger at this time, according to y'all, and Naruto, insignificant, weaklings, trash, fodder? Why is he calling y'all that if y'all that much stronger? But y'all scale Naruto and Sasuke higher than Momoshiki when he was calling y'all trash. Help me understand, bro.
Just casually fighting off the Kages. He didn't really show. I believe he did. he literally he proved he was superior to them. He didn't give a damn at the president at all. And then only after Naruto and Sasuke, along with the other Kages, had him surrounded, that's when he started to show that he was intimidated, because he knew how powerful Sasuke was, how powerful Naruto was, and he's like, okay, now I'm kind of in trouble. And that's when he decided to eat Kinshiki. But before that, the Kageyas didn't have either of them at a disadvantage. Kinshiki was a fucking brawler. He was gonna eat them all alive, and it wasn't the fact that Sasuke wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly.
And Momoshiki really didn't even care to acknowledge their presence, because of Momoshiki shit, he feels like he's above everybody. He's like, well, who are these people? They're not anything to me. Use the Kage as an example to downplay. No, that's ridiculous. There's no telling how powerful they were. And then there's also the fact that Sasuke and Naruto helped, with cornering them anyway.
The same Naruto and Sasuke that said they could fuck up Kaguya level threats like nothing a few chapters
exactly.
ago.
That have been growing in power exponentially since the war arc.
So there's some people that would say that they haven't grown at all since the war arc.
I was one of those people who said that they don't look that much different. To be honest, like, he didn't look that much different to me. I guess it was like character design or whatever, but like, it didn't show that they were still training after the Tonari fight. What was Sasuke doing to train? Like, it didn't show us what they were doing. We just assumed that, yeah, okay, you have better control over your powers now, okay, than how you had them when you was teenagers.
Like, can you?
That's absolutely insane. Even Naruto in the last has been training a shit ton. Like, if you look, when we first see Naruto, he's doing nothing but training in the last, and we also see that he's training solo. Back before in Shippuden, his most effective training method was using the multi-shadow clone jutsu training, right?
Yeah.
He was training by himself, which means whatever training he's doing now is so effective, it surpasses the multi-shadow clone jutsu training.
Nah, my thing is this, though. Like, yeah, but it still doesn't feel like he's stronger. Even though I get, like, people telling me, oh, he got way stronger. He's way stronger than how he was when in the fourth, Great Shinobi War. I'm like, all right, okay, whatever, sure, cool, bro. That's cool, bro.
And like thousands of times.
Exactly. He's fucking throwing golden Russian shurikens in base. When Toneri yanked out his fucking chakra, he blew a hole in the damn moon. Toneri's golden wheel was calculated at like continent plus. Naruto overpowered it in base form. He literally just pushed it with his hand and ran and pushed back a continental attack in base form. Like, So he does some of his stuff in base. Okay, I overlooked. I was like, all right. So what? How is that different from what he was doing before? But I guess he wasn't doing that before. I gave. Okay. Growing in power since the war.
Isn't this the same Naruto? The same Naruto that has a whole nether half of the Nine Tails as well.
Exactly. He only had one half during the war. And now he's got both, and plus years of training stacked onto that.
Yeah, he would definitely ask fuck.
Wait, he has both? I thought he only had still had half of Kurama, because Obito didn't Madara steal the other and cause Naruto to go into shock, and then his dad Minato came in, tried to give him his half, but then Obito stole that. So when did he get both?
Kaguya did.
I don't remember.
We've already proven that base is above Kaguya, period. People can deny that as much as you want. He's above Kaguya in base.
Yep.
He then absorbs Kinshiki, a small planet-to-planet level threat, and stacks that on top of that.
So what is he? So, okay, my question is, if she's only planetary because of the Truth-Seeking Orb, and his base is stronger than hers, right? Like, he don't need Byakugan, the Rene sharding on his forehead to be stronger than her, right? So my question is, if his base with no Byakugan is stronger than Kaguya, how strong was he, Eternal? Like, how strong was he by himself? Was he planetary? How strong is Kaguya without that Truth-Seeking Orb? Is she small planet, and then he's planet, and then he eats Kenshiki, and it becomes... Well, what does he become? How strong is he after he eats Kenshiki?
there's no way that she's even coming close to dealing with that gap in power.
There's no way.
Jump from base, even if she could possibly handle base, she can't. But even if she could, there's no way she's being able to handle that stack up of power with adding King Shiki on top of Momoshiki. She's done. There's no handle with Momoshiki.
All right, guys. So there you have it. Momoshiki fucking cream pies Kaguya.
Of course, we're gonna end it with the inappropriate slur. Let me sorry. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, who wouldn't dig down Kaguya? I would. I sure as hell would. She's the only woman I would dig down in Naruto. Maybe Ino. Probably Ino. Yeah, Ino or Kaguya. Adult Ino. And Kaguya, yeah. I seen this fire picture of Kaguya and I was like, yeah, I got to. Anyway, y'all, it's been your boy Sue. Let me know down below. The Toxic Naruto Tards. There's multiple videos, bro, that suggest what this is, bro. The guide said it. She's only planetary because of the True Seeking, bro. Like I've been saying. Y'all try to sit there and say she's universal or whatever the fuck y'all think she is. The guy said something else. Anyway, I'm out. It's me, your boy Sue.